Hello and welcome to the Spare Parts Podcast, proudly presented to you by Correspondents. I'm your host, Bradley,
And I am your host, Henry.
and this is our brand new podcast over here on the brand new Correspondence channel. And this is the first episode, so we're going to just ease you into it a little bit. We're going to talk about who we are, what our relation to cars is, and what kind of content you can expect from us in the future. So, Henry, do you want to do a bit of an introduction for yourself?
So, I'm Henry. I drive a Ford Fiesta ST, the very first of the STs. I'm not a. so, so, yeah, I am a mechanic. I've been mechanicking for around, I'd say 5, 6 years, but I've only been doing it as my job for about a year and a half now, and I'm loving it. I love cars. My dad's always been into cars. It's just one of the main things I'm passionate about, and I'm glad to be sharing it with you, Bradley. So I think we're going to do quite well with this.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm I like cars, but I have no mechanical experience or knowledge whatsoever. And Henry likes to make fun of me for that. Uh just because I really like cars and I like the way they look, and I also like figuring out how things work. But I'm still pretty new to that aspect of it. I drive a Subaru Impreza,
Boo.
says the ST driver. We got an extra letter, by the way. We drive
The
STIs.
FAST driver.
Whatever you say. I drive an Impreza, and my relation to cars is I love doing things myself, and Henry is going to be helping me figure out how to do things on my car, while I am basically a beginner. And to start with that, I guess we should say that we actually recorded a video a couple weeks ago, and it went horribly wrong. You shed some light onto maybe a couple of the things that went wrong on that shoot.
Alrighty, so first things first. Basically, we personally have our own garage. We have a two-post lift, for obviously doing our own work. And I had the day organized that we would get the Subaru in at a set time. But what my dad did not tell me is that his friend was coming out to do work to his car, and it had to be done there and then. We didn't have a say. So straight away that put a delay of about a good 4 hours on us, at least. So not only did everything not go to plan that we wanted to do, we also lost about half a day to get the situation sorted. Um, as far as the situations go, we went to change. Obviously, we serviced the Subaru, so obviously that consists of your engine oil, your filter, your air filter. We did the gearbox oil too, and
Yeah, we did
we
we did a couple extra things. Like we did spark plugs, we
yeah
did coolant, we did
changed
gearbox
the coolant.
oil,
Yeah,
and we had to do shock absorbers on my car anyway for its
yeah,
NCT.
the rear shock absorbers, which then at the time we thought we'd get away with just the shocks. And then after installing everything, putting everything back together, I live down like a country lane, which is quite bumpy. We brought it up the lane, and the rattles were like nearly worse. Which is then when we realised we should have changed the top mounts, which
Bear,
we didn't have.
bearing in mind, I had a 3.5 hour drive ahead of me with that just awful rattle.
And what time did you leave my house at? Like 11 o'clock at night.
Half 11 p.m.
So, what else had we?
I
Whenever we
also
went
I
to,
also got COVID from you that weekend.
that's right. I forgot about that. That was just a catastrophe of a weekend. Not only did we screw up the shocks, but when it came to spark plugs, um, I let you pull out the coil lead, which if you don't understand, basically your spark plug obviously needs to be connected to have a spark. So you have a well, it has a single coil pack and then individual coil leads for people who understand roughly the way these things work. That there's an individual coil lead going to each spark plug, and I'm sure some of you who've worked on cars before have seen coil leads pull apart. So as Bradley went to pull it out, it just kind of came apart, broke into pieces. It was brittle. There's a lot of there's not that many miles on the car, but it's an old car. It's expected things
There's
deteriorate.
Bear,
But
we serviced my car at 269,000 kilometers. It's now up to 280,000 kilometers.
what's that in miles? Because you see, for the for viewers who are like me who listen in miles,
I'll
that
tell
sounds like
I'll tell you right now.
moon miles, but it's not actually that much. We worked it out. It's what some would say is high mileage, but it's not outrageous.
It's 173,983 miles.
That's quite high.
That's quite high.
It's quite high. I mean, yeah, for that kind of mileage, you expect things to deteriorate, things break. But the problem with that is
It was a Sunday.
Imprezas Imprezas aren't very common where I live. They're actually you don't see them. Not that they're sought after, but just nobody here has them.
A lot of people
Yeah,
a lot of people where I live have Imprezas. There's like 4 or 5 around me.
as you say, it was a Sunday. It
There's
broke, and we had nowhere to get one. Now, some cars will drive from here to 10 miles away on 3 cylinders if you're badly stuck. But trying to drive a Subaru from 3.5 hours away to home on 3 cylinders would. Like, you shouldn't drive on an engine with 3 cylinders when it should
to
be
begin
four.
with.
If it's a 3 cylinder car, obviously, like
If it's a 3-cylinder car, you should not be driving that. unless
yeah, you shouldn't be driving that. You need to grow up.
I mean, unless it's the 1.6 3-liter GR Yaris, but
Yeah,
apart from that, you
yeah,
have no excuses.
no excuses. But no, you shouldn't drive them anyway. It can damage the engine. It's not good for them. So, obviously we weren't going to do that. That was the very, very last possible scenario. No, that
I think
wasn't even really being
I
taken into
I
consideration.
don't I think the choices were we find somebody last minute on a Sunday afternoon that will sell us a set of oil leads, or I order them online and hope they arrive at your house for Monday so we can change them over, but I would have to stay another night and I had work in the morning.
Yeah, if we ordered them, they definitely would not have been there. But anyway, well, me and our special guest that we had on that day, we're well, we're quite we know quite a few people around here, so we managed to talk through one another and ask somebody who knew somebody else who happened to know of a guy who might know somebody who has Subarus. So we went through all that there, got the phone number for a guy who has Subarus, and we got a full set of coil leads, and we changed all four just to be safe. They were in good condition, and the Subaru fired up, and it was purring like a kitten, and it got you home 100%.
Yeah. What you
So
failed to
disaster averted.
what you failed to mention on that point is this guy had a set of coil leads for somebody else who hadn't swung around to pick them up yet.
Was that what happened?
Yeah, he said that to
I
me.
didn't hear
He
that
said
bit.
that to me when I went and paid him 20 quid for them. He said, "Oh yeah, I had them lying around in my garage for somebody else, but he never came to pick them up."
He probably didn't have another set. I don't think he
No,
did.
he didn't.
Oh,
So
such a
it was a dire situation to say the least. And to top it all off, I forgot to bring the charger for my camera, and the audio
oh.
the audio messed up because we were using wireless lav mics. I'm a filmmaker. You should have premised that. preface that at the start. I work in the film industry, and I have a lot of equipment, and we were using wireless lav mics, uh, and we were using with a camera that I had never used them with before, and it didn't work. And so for the whole video, all you can hear is like, so there's no audio on any of the footage apart from the stuff that we recorded in between using an iPhone.
Oh, it was honestly the video, the whole idea of the video, the whole concept, everything was good. We had a perfect plan. I service cars for a living. I had this plan. We'll get it done quickly, efficiently. We'll video it all. It'll look really good. But I think it all started to go downhill from the moment you realized you forgot the charger.
I think it all went downhill the moment we that your dad came in and he was like, "No, get that off, get that off the lift."
Yeah. It was just one thing after another. It didn't go to plan. We probably didn't plan carefully enough. We probably didn't foolproof our plan. That's probably what we need to do from now on. But
But yeah,
yeah,
hopefully you will be seeing that video in the near future. It's pretty much finished, and I just need to get Henry to record some voiceover lines, and then we're done. And then you can watch that travesty of just chaos.
there there is a quite a funny video. If you want to head on over to TikTok and get a quick sneak peek of what's to come, there is a video. It's on TikTok, isn't it?
It's on TikTok.
Of another another incident that happened that weekend while we were servicing the Subaru.
I think you forget that you tried to drain the coolant out and it just went everywhere.
I mean, that was different, okay?
Yeah, so head on over to our TikTok if you want to see that video. It's TikTok at Correspondents. If you're listening on Spotify, and if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be linked down in the description there for you. Yeah. So that video was kind of our jumping point into what you can expect on this channel. So it's obviously the spare parts podcast and content of us working on cars, potentially buying some
Challenge cars.
challenge challenge cars and challenged cars. Um some not in great shape, most likely. Working on them, competing against each other in different challenges. So that's kind of what we are aiming for. So if you do enjoy the podcast element, I'm sure that you will also enjoy the other stuff that we post on this channel.
Obviously, the podcast is kind of like it's kind of like a bit of a side hustle. We're going to enjoy doing it. We're gonna focus on the content for it. But I think our main goal is to try and get more to the video side to get to those challenges because we know that you as viewers will enjoy watching those. You know, if we can get some sort of a following, we can progress further and potentially get sponsorship to help with those challenge videos. So the more help we get from you guys, the sooner we get there, and I'm excited to get there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the podcast is, I don't want to say it's a filler piece, but it's something to get you to to fill your day until the next big video comes out from us.
Yeah,
So this podcast will be a weekly event, hopefully. So some weeks you'll just get a podcast video or an episode, and some weeks you'll get an episode of the podcast, and you'll also get a main video, which will be the aforementioned working on cars or buying cars
or building
or
cars,
rebuilding my Subaru.
or scrapping cars, or
We're not getting rid of it. We're not getting rid of it. We're
of
getting
the
rid of
Subaru.
we're getting rid of that Fiesta before we get rid of the Subaru.
You're only saying that because the Fiesta would beat you to the scrapyard.
Probably. It's because my gearbox has fallen out half a mile back.
How's all four of your cylinders with no turbo?
Pretty sad. It's pretty lonely.
I mean, I don't have a turbo, but I'm not supposed to have a turbo. Subarus are supposed to have a turbo.
Yeah, I know.
Even the ones without turbos are supposed to have a turbo.
I know. We should turbo it as a video.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, judging by the quality that the car
We
is.
can't even service the Subaru, never mind turbo it.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you have anything else you want to add, Henry?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Just I look forward to working on this as a project, and I look forward to any and all support we can get from anyone who gets even 1 second of enjoyment out of any of our content. I'm excited about it, so let's see how we can progress.
Very nicely said. So I think because this is the introduction episode, we're gonna wrap it up here. But thank you very much for watching or listening. And if you have made it this far to the end, uh, well done. I guess. Do you want a medal? um, thank. Sorry.
A blue Peter badge.
If you have made it to this, the end of this episode, thank you very much for doing so. It means a lot to us. And if you want to help support the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel or hit the follow button on Spotify and hit the like button. Comment what you hope to see us do in the future. Comment a car that you think we should buy.
Comment what you drive. I want to see what our followers drive, what their pride and joy is. No hate. It's all love.
All
I
love.
mean, I mean,
from the Honda Jazz
community. Honda Jazz. That's disgusting.
And if you drive a
Dude, you bought a Jazz. You bought a Jazz.
It's not mine.
Whose is it?
I'm not telling you.
Is it your brother's?
No, it's not. It's not. If you drive a PT Cruiser, just leave.
Just get out. Just wipe your browser history. Destroy your computer. Leave. Just go.
Yeah, let us know down below what you drive. Obviously keep it positive down in the comments. I think the car community, a lot of people are very like, there's the poser car community, and then there's people that are actually part of the car community, and the posers are like, oh, you can't drive that, that's a shit car. And then the rest of the car community are like, oh, good on, you're part of the community, nice car, keep going, man.
I'm gonna go on a small, tiny rant here, but just so you know what kind of car enthusiast I am. I don't like diesels.
you drive a diesel?
Yeah, it's my runabout. I drive a diesel to save money to build my petrol car. I don't build a diesel by putting a big turbo on and lowering it. You know, that's just ridiculous.
I think I know somebody who did that.
Adam?
I think we both know somebody who did that. Maybe our special guest.
Well, he bought it that way, to be fair. But no. Anyway, no, I like properly built diesels. You know, this isn't the time to go on about this. If you want to know what my thoughts are on built diesels or on any car builds, any enthusiast, what my particular likings are and what my pet hates are in the car scene, make sure to follow us and stay tuned for the next episode. I'm sure we can talk a bit more about it then.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe or follow. Comment what you drive. Let us know what our community is driving, going around the town in. And leave a like and potentially share with a fellow car lover in your life. So
share with your friends, your family, your dog, your uncle. I don't care who it is, just share it.
Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next episode.